Let me see if I can get through this without talking about people with claws, scales, and forked tongues. Click the links to join the Odyssey, Bit Chute, join the Telegram. That's a free speech place, so kind of be forewarned. Odyssey and Telegram are the free speech platforms, the best free speech and Gap right now. So if you need to get a burner phone line, you can get those for free to get on Telegram and Odyssey. Absolutely do it. It is where the real conversations are taking place. Telegram is amazing as a news feed. Anyway, or Sport Channel on Coffee or the various other links. So the short version of this is Susan Wojcikxijixki at the Leibowitz Censorship Foundation is giving this talk, and she's giving her syntax is a little bit tortured, and she's saying something that if you didn't understand constitutional law and her sophistication with it, she's giving the impression that she's not as sophisticated with con law as she is. I don't know if she's an attorney. I assume she is. You don't need to be an attorney to be an expert on con law as it pertains to this issue. The thing is, she is an expert, and everyone she's talking with, everyone in the upper echelons of tech, are experts in constitutional law as it deals with this specific question. She is a top-tier expert, not because she studies Supreme Court decisions and dissenting opinions with a fine-tuned comb every night, because the issue is not that complicated for this specific tech platform. It's not a complicated issue. With a few hours of study, anyone could become an expert on it. But she's giving this interview and she's playing dumb. And if you didn't understand tech and con law, you wouldn't understand why she's doing something very manipulative. Is it I don't know what the Latin for plain dumb is, but it's creepy because people who are experts in it, or even amateurs who are well versed in it. Like, the thing is, most people on YouTube are pretty well versed in the First Amendment, with things like tortious interference, defamation, public disclosure, private facts, and the important thing that deals with crimes would be advocating criminal activity. So what she does, she gives this interview where she says she wants government oversight for free speech issues, and she's talking about that health issue that came up within the last 3 years. And this is where it gets tricky. Google, YouTube, they already have the right to enforce any terms of service they want. They can censor arbitrarily. They don't need to have a terms of service. As long as they're careful on certain issues of advocating illegal acts, they're going to be fine. And the thing is, they can arbitrarily censor whoever they want, or they can enforce terms of services, anything they want. Like, you're not able to only approved media companies may discuss the recent health thing in the past 2 years, the gift from overseas. They don't need government oversight. She can censor anything she wants. She's beholden to no one but Google. So what she's saying is she wants the government to come in and give her guidance is so creepily manipulative and disingenuous for her to play dumb. She's an expert on constitutional law when it comes to this issue, and she wants you to think she isn't. It's so, like, Ricada could probably go into it better, but it's not that complicated of an issue. So what she doesn't need the government de jure when she de facto already has free reign to censor, which she does. They already do censor. Why she wants censorship is not for YouTube for guidance, because she's the one guiding the law. If Google wants to influence law, it's not the law influencing Google. It's Google and Google's deep pockets influencing your representatives. Well, they're not really representatives when they don't represent us. They represent Google and other companies. Brought to you by, I better not even say it. She wants censorship for Gab, Telegram, Odyssey, Bit Chute, Rumble, Cozy.net, all those World Truth Video, Minds, all those other platforms to deal with this issue. Because what's happening with YouTube is YouTube, don't get me wrong, it is the number one platform. It is going to be the number one video hosting platform for a long time. But if you go like, okay, they've got 90% of the traffic, well, they want all of it. And if if issues come up where YouTube is censoring it, and if you look around the YouTube environment, you'll notice from as opposed to 3 years ago, 90% of the channels, if you're watching that kind of information, or even more, 99% of the channels, any channel that helped in 2016 get Trump elected, 99% of those channels are gone. The few that are still remaining they're so cautious that there's no point in listening to them. They're better off on Odyssey. The reason she's asking for censorship for Gab, Telegram, Odyssey, and the rest is she wants the government de jure to censor information, which they can't do because of the First Amendment, you stupid bitch. Oh, fuck, I should have said that. She doesn't, because people are slowly moving away from YouTube and they're going to this alternative media, these other hosting platforms. Those are like YouTube is huge, but the other platforms are slowly growing. It's like Comicsgate. And it's like, why does Comicsgate trigger them so much? It's a tiny, tiny platform. Yeah, but it's a growing platform, and the mainstream is, relatively speaking, shrinking. Well, the same thing is happening to YouTube. If you can't get information on YouTube, and YouTube is turning into like cat videos and, girls making in yoga pants type of videos. I was like, that's mostly YouTube is nowadays. So people are leaving YouTube for Odyssey and for Gab and all these other sites. But if she can influence the government to censor those sites too, then they won't leave, and she's effectively just killed those sites. That's why she gave the speech that she gave. She purposely played dumb, and it should make you angry, but it's not enough people know how sophisticated she is with this issue, and it's also not an issue to be sophisticated of it. And these people, they're in this echo chamber where nobody is ever sitting down and talking to them, looking at they're interviewed by people, they know it's going to be a softball interview. You're not going to have Rakita or somebody, or just a normie. You don't have to be literally a con law attorney to talk to her and say, hey, listen, hey, Sue, I know you know about the First Amendment as it applies to YouTube. You're an expert on it as well as anyone would be. It's not that complicated an issue. Why are you saying this? Well, they don't get asked those questions because people who ask those hard questions just don't get those interviews. It's the same thing with movie reviewers. If you're really going to criticize a movie, you're not going to get early access. So they do these softball interviews at this I don't know, whatever, Center for Censorship, where they can say, the Leibowitz Center for Censorship, they can say the most insane nonsense and nobody ever challenges them on it. Now, here's the thing with globalism and free speech. They can't have free speech because these are bad people who have bad ideas, and those bad ideas can't stand up under scrutiny. And they hate when you shine a light on their bad ideas because they're the people who need to censor and deplatform. We're the side that says, hey, listen, go read any book you want. Listen to any speech you want. Make sure you read them subtitles. Listen to dissenting opinions. If you want to read that one book that I can't even mention on YouTube, go ahead, read it, analyze it, discuss it. If you want to read a Communist Manifesto or Engels or Lenin or whatever else, by all means, go ahead, have a classroom discussion on all that stuff. If we're on the right on some issues, and there's somebody who has a dissenting opinion, a book, please bring it to the forefront, as long as you bring the opinion that dissents to your dissenting opinion, and their side immediately craps themselves and panics and go, oh, no, we can't have free speech. Well, one, why? And two, who decides who gets to censor? Oh, well, we decide who gets to censor. Well, we're adults, and we don't need a third party to decide what ideas we may entertain. Adults can discuss anything. Anything's on the table. We don't need these SPLC, ACLU, ADL groups to decide for us. And it's funny, if you really want to start going down the rabbit hole, which you should. John Greenblatt has a book, and you can find it online if you want to go surfing for it. No, I'm not advising that, but you can read. He tells you what he's doing, how he uses litigation to accomplish societal manipulative goals. When you have unlimited resources, you can use legal warfare to accomplish almost anything you want. Now, in a nation where you had representative government, they wouldn't allow that. We're in a nation where Nancy Pelosi is worth $120 million. So you don't have representative government. Or DeSantis and Trump made it illegal to criticize. Some countries are okay to criticize, and other countries, I shit you not, are not allowed. Oh, but I thought DeSantis and Trump were so based. They're our guys. Free speech, right? Not so much. Not so much. But free speech is like a founding. That's like one of the founding. It's the first. It's right. There's five articles to the First Amendment: religion, speech, press, assembly, and redress of grievance. So speech is right up there. Hey, I'm happy I remembered the 5 articles of the First Amendment. No, it's not. Your representatives don't represent you. Trump doesn't represent you. DeSantis doesn't represent you. Ron Paul, all these guys you think are libertarians, no, none of them represent you. If they did, they wouldn't be in office. Nancy Pelosi is worth $120 million, and AOC is the good guy because she's saying, oh, maybe we shouldn't have representatives who are insider trading. Looking at you, Nancy Pelosi, worth $137 million. You didn't get that money, honestly. You don't represent the people. America is such a mess right now because of these special interest groups, where ordinarily you would have the government, we the people, set up to fight these special interest groups. No, they're absolutely on board with them. Otherwise, Trump and DeSantis wouldn't have made it illegal to criticize Israel. That's insane. That's insane. It doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. You're pro or anti. It doesn't matter what country you're pro or anti. Palestine, Israel, doesn't matter. If you're in America, you should be like, wait a minute. Free speech, yeah? Free speech? Not so much free speech. Is this too base for YouTube? I don't know. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next episode.